Welcome to all of you. In this series, we're discussing how to stay calm in these times of chaos and uncertainty, and how to grow your confidence through meaningful connections. If you're a creative, thinker, seeker, warrior woman, change maker, looking for more in your life and work, and ready to take charge of your own destiny, then this is the place to be. I'm Joyce van der Lely, your host, and my guest today is Luanne Mareen. Welcome, Luanne.
Hello, great to be here. Thank you for having me.
So Luanne is originally also from New Zealand, but she lives in Melbourne, right?
I certainly am. Yes, I am from the land of the long white clouds. So,
Cool.
but
And I see you've got a corner behind you as well.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And my new painting up the top there. Yes.
Awesome. Awesome. Yes, I love spirals. Yeah. So for those of you that don't know Luanne yet, she is the priestess goddess of purpose. And tell us a little bit about why you call yourself the goddess on purpose, right? You're chief goddess of the goddess on purpose. How did you come to call yourself a chief goddess?
Sure. So many years ago when I started on this journey to where I am today, so I didn't know any goddess work at all. So I was very kind of masculine, had a business and I was all go. And I just felt, I think it wasn't quite the dark night of the soul, but I'd always been a seeker. Yeah. And so what happened is I started women's circles. I had some friends who were into kind of things spiritual, and I wanted to learn more, and I also wanted to give them some kind of platform. So we'd come together in this little circle, and we just called them the goddess circles or the goddess play shops at that time. And I went, oh wow, I'm going to be the chief goddess of Goddess on Purpose, not of all goddesses, but just Goddess on Purpose, because purpose is my thing, really. So that was the start of the journey, and it's just kind of stuck. And I love chief because it's kind of masculine and the goddess is feminine, so together they're a match. So that's where it kind of started.
So what pulled you into doing goddess work? I mean, of everything, that you could have chosen.
Yeah, definitely. And I'd already done, I'd gone down the road of, I think like a lot of people who are probably watching this, when you start to do self-development, and I started with NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, and then that was kind of, and then oracle cards, and then Wayne Dyer, and went down that whole Louise Hayes thing. But I think we resonate with one kind of modality, the Reiki, did all of that. And I just went, I think that there was a piece of me that was missing, this goddess feminine energy. So to me, it's an indicator I must go towards it, not run away from it, because I was kind of running away from all of that. And it just struck a chord with me. I learned about the different archetypes. I didn't know there were so many for a start. Mm-hmm. And I also found out that many women were disconnected from their feminine energy, their goddess energy. And it just was like, oh wow, this seems like something that would be fun, would be empowering for women to learn. And that's kind of what drew me to that. And just as you do, you just go down the rabbit hole and learn more about it, and then also to relate it back to your life now. So that was really the start of doing the purpose work now, which has changed since then, but it's still a deep part
probably
of
not really changed. It morphs a little bit, doesn't it? It organically
Definitely.
It changes, but it's still the same.
Yes,
like the path is still the same. Usually the path stays the same, but the way you treat it or the way you walk it is a little bit different.
Yes, definitely.
So you say that in the beginning you were running away from it. Why?
Oh, I just didn't know what I didn't know.
Yeah.
Right. So, and I think I've had many jobs. I was always searching for what is the one thing that I'm supposed to do. And I did poo-poo spirituality. Like my sister at the time, she was right into it. She was doing Reiki, and part of that story was I discovered I had a brain tumor on my pituitary gland at 27. It was benign, but they couldn't operate on it. So I was on heavy medication, and that's why I just don't because I didn't know any better. And I actually ended up getting radiotherapy. Long story, but my sister, I rang my little sister, I'm the oldest of three, and she said, thoughts create things. I went, what? And
you thought like, right.
Exactly. And I but I'll speak to you later. So 2 months later, you know, being the big sister and, you know, all that. And I went, oh, okay, she might be onto something. So I started to go down that road of, well, why is the pituitary gland? It's all around throat chakra, right? And definitely coming from New Zealand, and Australia's the same, that tall poppy syndrome, and being Māori, you know, we learned to be seen and not heard. And obviously over the years I built this up, but long story short, I did the radiotherapy because I didn't know any other modalities, but it really prompted me to ask different questions. And, you know, it's actually gone now. The radiotherapy, my doctor said, well, you're probably not going to be able to have children. I have 2 children now because I'm an overachiever. But, you know, it's again, I didn't hear that. But my husband at the time, he said, yeah, that's what the doctor said. And to me, it was like, well, thoughts create things. I didn't hear it. So it's not going to become my reality. And I had to, you know, that was part of that journey. I've got to go, well, I don't want it to come back. What else is out there?
Wow. Wow. So actually you walk that path and now you help others do the same. Tell me a little bit, you use hands, don't you?
I do. I use a modality called scientific hand analysis, and that's, you know, that's part of, you can find me at luannemareen.com or the handanalysis.academy.com. And that was, you know, apart from the spiritual work and, you know, all the other workshops and things like that, I was still looking for my purpose. And I came across this modality, a beautiful woman in the United States. And I just knew straight away, I knew I was going to get my hands read, and I knew I was going to go over there, learn it and bring it back to Australia because it was scientific. You know, there was this thing about, again, I was resisting palmistry and all the stuff that goes along with that, but it really is an ancient form of palmistry with the scientific data. So hand analysis, your fingerprints never change. And
I'm looking at my hands as
they never change. And so the fingerprints are formed 16 weeks in utero, never change, and it's your soul's contract. So you know, before we come down on this planet, we agree to do something, to express ourselves, to learn something. And it is found in other forms, you know, it can be in astrology, numerology, human design, lots of other things. But it's just simple with hand analysis. Anybody can learn it. And so in the fingerprints, you have 3 things. You have your life path, which is your foundation. It's kind of the flavor of your life. And so we could be in different life paths. We're doing something very similar, but we would express it a different way, if that makes sense. So not to go right into that. Then the other thing is you also find your life lesson. Now your life lesson is the most important. To me, it's the most important. It kind of sounds quite shocking, but it's actually the best thing, because the life lesson is that thing that comes up over and over again, right? And as healers and spiritual entrepreneurs, it's like, well, we've done the work, and it's like, well, no, there it is, my face again. It's like, wow. But the way through that is to flip that life lesson. You know, what you were here to learn is what you were here to teach. It was so fascinating to me. And the other thing is, it is actually an illusion, right? We make it up. We've made it up so we can expand. You know, we have to see the light and the dark together. And so the way through that, to harness that, the life lesson, and then that leads to your life purpose. So you go through the lesson to the purpose. You cannot jump it. You have to meet it. It's not as scary as you think when you actually have the tools and you have consciousness of it, I think is the main thing. And so that's the purpose. Everything is like joyful. And then you kind of go around in circles again. It's like, oh, okay, let's go to the next level. Let's up level again. And so reading that, so again, the fingerprints, and you know, if you're watching this, you can have a look at your own hands, right? And you'll see different lines, and there might be stars and things like that. So there is another thing that goes with the hands, and that's gift markings. And only 30% of people have gift markings, and these can come and change. And they show up, I know, right? And they show up in your hands so to support your purpose. So it's kind of like, I have this analogy, it's like, you know, before I come down or wherever that is, it's like, right, I'm going to do this purpose. I'm going to be, you know, step into my leadership and be creative. And then I forget about it. Right. And then when you forget about it, we get signs along the way. And the gift markings come on our hands to go, hey, Lou, remember, you said you were going to be this creative artist or healer in the spotlight, and here's a gift of, you know, rising for the underdog. It's called a Mars star in your hand, so that you can have a voice.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my goodness. Okay, so you have to weave that in.
Yeah.
But the thing is with the gift markers, if you don't use them, they make themselves known. It's like, yeah. So it's like you get on the student path of that. Yeah. So you have to weave all of these in together. And I mean, with life purpose, it's lifelong. You know, it's lifelong. We're always, you know, going into the next step or the next level, and we get to express it. And so that's a big part of, like, I help healers and spiritual entrepreneurs put their purpose into a business.
Yeah.
If they choose to, like, your purpose does not have to be your business, but why wouldn't it be? You know, it's like, oh, this is so much fun. But
because it makes it more fun, right? Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. It does. Yeah. So, and whenever I have clients and they kind of get a little bit wobbly, as we do, like nothing's perfect, I'll go back to their hands, go back to their original hand report and go, okay, let's see what's going on here. Yeah. Oh, right, you're feeling mute right now. We need to speak up more. We need to use your voice, da-da-da-da-da. So that's really, it is fascinating. And I love teaching it too. So
that's cool. So I also love how you say we need to weave those things in. Yeah. Because it is like we create our own magic carpet or our own tapestry that, you know, that carries our thoughts and our goals and our dreams further along, right? Yeah, absolutely. I love that. And weaving is so beautiful. So nice. Yeah. I mean, you know, in your Maori culture as well, you have these beautiful weaves.
We do that. Yes. And that's the thing, you know, I always have the analogy as well, the village, right? The village, because I come from a big family, and that's the thing, you know, I've got lots of aunties and cousins, and we were all just, you know, hanging out together over in New Zealand. And that's something I think we miss these days, especially in these interesting times. Yeah. But in the village, you know, we can all have our own purpose, and we all go and support each other. And, oh, I need something from you, Joyce, and you need something from me. And and how much magic that is. So that's always in the back of my mind.
Together that all,
Yes, absolutely.
It takes a village to raise a child, right?
Oh, definitely. And that's a big thing, you know, the family unit is so, it's kind of not there as much as it used to be, you know. So that's I think, you know, to be, you know, it's to be connected. You know, this whole series is about connection, right? As well.
Because it doesn't always need to be like a proper, like your real family. It can be adopted connections. Like we are making connections now, you know, all over the world. So you can take that as part of your family to help you grow.
Yeah, definitely. And especially being over here, like, it's taken me time to, you know, to create my own family too. So I'm very connected with a lot of women over here, and it's great. It's great. I do miss home though. So I have to go back and just touch the ground, and then I can come back again, recharge.
Well, that's like, I'm obviously not living in the country that I'm born in, and so that is, you know, it makes things different. Makes experiences different. So Lou, you usually do a lot of in-person work, like, you know, events and stuff. How does that work for you, or has that been when this pandemic started?
Of course, it's yes, because that's the thing. I mean, I run a lot of events, like 2 or 3 a year. And, you know, we get together and we do all our goddess stuff, and we work purpose, and there's lots of connection. And so as soon as the pandemic kind of started, it was like, whoa, what am I going to do? So eventually I just moved things online. I was online a lot anyway, which was good. So it was just like, okay, how can we think outside the box and put this online and still reach the people that we need to reach? So it's actually, to tell you the truth, it's actually been easier in some shape or form. You would have noticed, right? It's been easy because we can get on Zoom, we can connect. There is a piece missing of that connection, you know, actually physically
it's like
touching.
The hugs.
I know. It's like, we're really missing that, and, you know, just the deep eye stares and just really, you know, seeing the energy. But, you know, I've done lots of training online as well, and it's been amazing. It's been amazing because more people can come on from different areas.
That's right. That's right. You can reach more people at the same time.
You can,
Yeah.
you can.
Mm.
But as soon as this is over, I'm having an event. So
Yes.
it's like,
So you feel
yeah,
like you need that. Yeah,
I
definitely.
do,
Yeah,
yeah. Especially kind of in Melbourne. I don't want to go on, but yeah, we've been locked down for 13 weeks and pretty
I know.
much, yeah,
I
in a
know.
row. So it's like, right, I need to get out. But I
Yeah.
think we're nearly at the end of it, and I think there's been a lot of soul searching for people.
I know. Yeah, this especially
Mm,
this time.
yeah.
It has allowed people, or it has given people time to think and reflect.
It has.
I don't know if
Mm.
you've noticed with the contacts and the clients that you help, has that changed for them? Have they changed? How has your work
Mm.
with them changed because of it, you think?
It actually has, like a lot of it, because they're all at different stages of business, but we've actually crafted to put some kind of course and do their work online more,
Yeah,
only because we've had to. So
yeah.
that's kind of change, which can bring up some technical challenges
Hmm.
sometimes if you're not used to it. If you're used to having events and one-on-one sessions,
Yeah,
but everything is doable. You
yeah,
know, everything is doable, and if you have that kind of attitude and you have the courage to do
yeah.
that, it's fine. But yeah, we've all, I mean, as well, like, how have your clients gone with all of this? You know,
Yeah,
it's,
well, same thing. Like for
yeah,
some that are more focused on a real life event type work,
yes,
they struggle a little bit more. Yeah, obviously, then the whole
mm,
setup online takes more effort. If you've already
yeah,
got the platforms, it's just you just fuel them up, really. Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yeah. So let's
So
take a little course correct
I
here,
know,
and
I know,
yeah,
yeah.
mm,
And as you
mm,
said, it is nice to be able to meet people again, when there is space or safety for that.
mm,
We're lucky in New
mm,
Zealand. Yeah.
yeah.
But the
Mm.
online definitely, because I work with a lot of people overseas, so that's always been
Me too.
online. It's always been
Yes,
online. So
yes.
that really hasn't changed, but it's a lot of the people at the moment, I feel like, are struggling more with the inner feeling of the
Yeah,
emotions that come with this whole pandemic. Really, the emotions and the
definitely.
outside messaging. I think
Mm,
staying true to your path and trying not to be influenced too much with the outside
yeah,
information. Yeah,
absolutely. Yes, and yeah, how often do we see something positive about around this? You know, it's only in
yeah,
different circles that there's kind of fear, and then so there's that big spiral. So that's why I think it's so important for us, like people like us, to come out and step out and shine even more. You know,
yeah.
be those beacons that people can come to. And not that we fix them, we just ask
Mm,
different questions and we
true.
support them and let them go on that inner journey.
Yeah.
Everyone's so unique.
Mm.
Mm,
So you support
mm.
your clients with the technical bits and everything, like a complete. You offer complete help, really.
Yes,
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
yeah, I know, and it's so interesting in business. Like, no, you must do that one thing, right? But yes, I do. So most of my healers, and they run courses and things. So moving that online has been easier for them. So I offer, you've got to find your message, then you've got to find your people, then what are your offerings like? And one of the things that kind of makes me so sad, Joyce, is that healers inherently undercharge,
mm,
right? That value, and it's like, come on, you're worth much more than this. And so we're raising that value. So yes, and
yeah,
then we package it up, and then we put how do you reach more people, which is
yeah,
really stepping out and
yeah,
shining.
yeah.
So in one sense, it sounds like it's everything, but we still really specific on
Of
certain
course,
things.
yeah,
But I added the online stuff
yeah,
more so
yeah.
because we needed it. We've
Mhm.
been here since March, and yeah,
Yeah,
we
I
needed
know.
that piece. So you
And
can evolve. Yeah, you see
yeah.
what they need, and then it's like, yeah, so that's what I do. Mm.
Hey, tell me, so the hand reading, can you
Yes.
do that online as well? Can you do that virtually as well?
Definitely. I should have had one here for you, but basically there's these special ink prints that we
Yeah.
get. So we get them from the special place. Nobody can just buy them. I don't know
Okay.
if they're police ones or whatever. So we ink your hands And, you know, basically you send them back to me.
Yeah.
And the other thing, and so I can read them like that, and everything shows up on this black ink. And the other thing is, you know, cameras are really great these days, you know, before, and you can take photos of your hands and send them. So yeah, I do lots of readings from overseas people.
Cool.
And because I haven't been able to do them. If you are lucky enough to be in Melbourne, sometimes they'll come and see me. But we don't need to, right?
Yeah.
Well,
nobody can go to Melbourne at the moment,
no,
I don't think.
Exactly. So they would come here, but then, we do them all online, which is really easy. And you get the report, and then you get the recording, and it's super simple. And, you know, some of my clients they have their phone, they've got their report, and they save it to their phone, and they say, look, Lou, I've still got that report here. You know, anytime I get off purpose, they're like, oh right, that's it, I've got, okay, and then they're back on.
So then I have another question. So you say we're born with these fingerprints and these lines. So what if we do something in our life that changes you can adjust your course, then aren't those lines already fixed? Like the way you say it, is it not like you can read what you're supposed to be doing in this life and that's it? No. You can change?
Yes, you can. So the fingerprints, these lines can change. So there's heart lines. So the way you think can change, of course, because we're ever evolving and changing, and how grounded you are. But fingerprints don't. So, but you get to choose how you express it.
Okay.
So say, for instance, like technically, so there's my purpose is, you know, businesswoman making a public impact in the healing arts.
Okay.
Right. So within that, I could be doing goddess work. I could be doing purpose work. I could be, as long as I'm making a public impact.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's something to do with business. That's why I coach other people in business, you know, but healers, I know my people are healers. Yeah. My people are spiritual entrepreneurs. And so I get to express that, and it can change, and it has changed over, you know, the 10, 11 years I've been doing it. But, I'm going to do goddess circles, and now I teach hand analysis. Yeah. But it has to be, I know my purpose is to be in front of groups. So if I'm hiding out, just doing one-on-one, and I do love one-on-one, and I can do that, and I do that, it's like you need to make it bigger. Yeah. Do you see what I mean? So so that piece never changes. Yeah. That piece never changes. Does that make sense? And also the lesson never changes, right? And the school never changes. Yeah. But again, you get to express it. You know, we have free will. True. For sure. Yeah.
So, and you help your people to, so I sometimes say it like it's an anchor. You throw out an anchor, and it's like that rope. You can sway a little bit to the left, to the right, you know, like a water skier would do or something, but the direction is still the same. So do you help your people to stay as close to their purpose as they, I do, and create something because that's where the joy is, right? That's where the joy is. And we know when they're off course. It's like, oh, come on. Or how would you like to express it this time? You know, even if you don't have a business and like you're a stay-at-home mum, right? That can be part of your purpose. You know, we call it the captain of the ship, right? Captain of the ship is success in the community, right? So she's home looking after her kids and you know, raising them, but also going to the kindergarten and having meetings and being on the committee. That can still be purpose. Yeah. So she's community, and she needs a ship, right? And then she needs people on the ship. Yeah. Right? So that's the community piece. And so you get to express it any way you like. So yeah, that's cool.
It is.
I like the way you describe it too. It's really cool. Yeah.
And you know, and I also do numerology. It's not one of my. I've always loved all of this stuff, and just quickly, I do a numerology, just the life path number, and it always matches. Like all of our things match, right? Whether you do, it's just that this is an easy way to understand it.
It's all the layers. All the layers.
Oh, of course. Yes. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Oh, that sounds really exciting. So tell me, you have a gift that is a 5-day challenge?
Yes. It's a 5-day challenge. Yes. Love Yourself on Purpose challenge, because I do feel that underneath all of this, we have to come back to ourselves and that inner journey and that self-love. And then it's like, oh, okay, I've got that energy to express. So I do. And you've got the link below. So it's just a 5-day challenge for you. Really easy to do, to uplift Yeah, and to give you the courage, to give you the courage to be on purpose. And then you can also go to my website to do a life path quiz. So I talked about the life school or the life
Yeah,
path.
yeah.
It's not your fingerprints, but it's a great quiz that can kind of go, oh, that's my life path. And there's some pros and cons on there too. So it's like, oh, okay, am I using this to the best of my ability? So those are the two things I'd love to share with your beautiful,
Awesome,
beautiful
awesome.
community.
Yeah, you can find that by clicking the link below, the button below. And on this page, you will find all the other places where you can find and connect with Luanne as well. Is there anything that I might have missed that you would like to add, Luanne?
Oh no, I don't think so. I think, well, there's probably just one thing, and if you're watching this, and to me, it's answering the call of your purpose.
Yeah.
If there's a little tap on your shoulder, and of course, if you're watching this, and all the beautiful people and the presenters here, and of course you, Joyce, you're bringing this wisdom to us all. And if there's a little spark, just click on the button to whoever you've been watching and follow that, because it's always going to lead you to your purpose somehow. Yeah. And it's time to answer the call of your purpose.
I know. And this is a time like no other. I mean, this is the time to, whatever you've got in you, the little voice that you hear or the tap on the shoulder that you just said, anything, this is the right time. I think, and I think we're all called to listen to what our little voices are saying to us, and perhaps things that we've put aside a bit too much, because life is so busy and so, like you said in the beginning of this interview, that you were just pushing and going and very masculine. I think so many people and so many women have experienced that and are experiencing that, because just society has been like that. And maybe this is the time that we've been asked to pause and, feel more.
Feel a lot more. Yeah, you're so right. I love that. We get to create all of this, right? So we get to create on our terms, and these challenges, that's just life. But if you connect with the right people and really go deep, and it can be a lot of joy and fun and pleasure.
Yeah. And we always come across each other on our paths for a reason.
We do.
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
And that's also, I think that's also important to keep in mind, you come across, like they sometimes say, the teacher appears when the student is ready. It's like that, isn't it? When you are ready to do something, you suddenly see certain people and you connect with them and you meet up with them.
Definitely. And it's just having that wisdom to go, oh, okay, this is interesting. Like when you reached out to me, I'm like, oh yes, you kind of know straight away, and oh, I need to go forward to that. And even if you're scared sometimes, that fear is just excitement without the breath. So it's like, oh, okay, let's
so take a few breaths, when you feel like that, or you go like, oh, anxious, or scary, you just stop, take a few breaths, and then go. Oh, I love it. Great. I love it. I'm really curious about my little what did you say, marks?
Oh yes, you'll have to take a photo. Send me a photo of your hands.
I'm really interested in that. So I want to know them. Oh, the gift marks, Yeah.
The gift marking, totally. And that's the thing I said, 30% of people, have gift markings who've had their hands read, which means doesn't mean you're not gifted if you don't have them. It means you don't have to use them. But people come to me always have a lot of gift markings, because I have a lot. So it's like, like attracts like, and that's why, my phrase is, you're not crazy, you're just gifted. But because there's a lot of stuff we're called to do. It's like, no, it's okay. Let's work with these now. So I'd love to have a look at your hands. Love to.
Cool. Oh, well, awesome. I'm really excited, and I'm definitely going to check out more, and we'll stay in touch, of course. But you that are watching, make sure that you click that button and you take Luanne's offers on, and check out her. Maybe you want to know your gift marks as well. So thanks so much for being here and tuning in. Thank you, Luanne. Thanks for your wisdom. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you. Okay. Bye.
Everybody, please stay safe. Bye.